Hi, and welcome to Internet Retailing Conference 2017. I've just grabbed Jamie Merrik, fresh off the show floor, where he's been speaking to the conference. A couple of things Jamie was saying that I wanted to just quiz him on a little bit, but Jamie, introduce yourself in case there's anyone who doesn't know who you are.
I'm sure there are plenty of those. So Jamie Merrik, I work at Salesforce. I was originally a demandware person, as it were, acquired by Salesforce last year. Now part of the bigger, broader Salesforce family and enjoying it very much.
Great. Now, we've chatted a number of times before, always had an interesting chat about trends and so on. So, as we listen to the retailers at the conference, I wouldn't say that the atmosphere was full of cheer. I think everyone's thinking trading is a bit tough, growth is difficult, lots of change. But you've just done some research that's showing a more rosy view of the industry with quite a lot of growth. So are we missing something? Are you seeing growth somewhere? And if so, what's driving that growth?
Well, I think the data says that absolutely there's growth. We're looking at a 14%, growth on this time last year from our latest shopping index report, which samples about 500 million shoppers across the platform in that period. So we see that there is a lot of growth. Quite why it's happening and why you're not hearing it, I don't know. But certainly from our perspective, we've always said that it's about the business of creating experiences and focusing on that customer. We think that we're helping as a partner of that, but our businesses are geared and focused on doing that for their customers and making sure that they get what they want in a world where everyone's ever more expectant about how they're treated, and I'm sure we've each got our own experiences where it perhaps is not as quite as joined up as you'd like. We're in the business of helping them get there, and it seems to me that it's paying off.
So experience is a word that we hear a lot of, and once people have moved on from customer centricity and wrapping themselves around the customer and saying it's all about experience. So what are the elements that are interesting you about that experience? Shop's a shop, website's a website. What's bringing these things alive and turning them into an experience?
Well, I think there's a number of areas which I think are interesting, like, for example, the whole concept of brand. So I was just speaking to Giuseppe just now from Vibram, and he's talking about opening stores and academies actually in various cities around the world, whereby he doesn't expect customers to walk in that day and buy something. He's creating a brand experience that will stand those consumers in good stead when it comes to when they are actually making a decision to go his way, as it were. So I think the brand side of it, we see that across a number of areas. Suit Supply is another customer of ours which is doing an incredible job, I think. And if you go into their stores, you see the theatre of the shop floor. So they do alterations at a desk as you stand there, but digitally speaking, they're doing they're using a lot of sort of digital tools to bring selections up for individual customers using artificial intelligence or our Einstein product, as we call it. Also enabling video chat, so if you are at home thinking you need some help with your wardrobe, probably I could be a good contender for that. No comment, please. I think that they're able to open up the sales associate in store to give them that.
But I think
advice.
The associate bit is key, because was it early this year? I remember we went to the suit shop in somewhere in Germany, and I was struck during the visit by the quality of the staff, their knowledge, their understanding, the way they really related to the customer. And likewise with Giuseppe, I mean, there's a fantastic story, this expertise. In a way, it's as if you're teaching the customers to understand how to value the product. And I think that's one area we're seeing a lot of growth in, around product integrity, connecting with customers, not just interfaces.
Well, maybe, and I don't know, but you're speaking to some people are finding that whole job of bringing that brand experience to life quite tough, and I think some people do it better than others. As you say, that one we did go to, that person was extremely knowledgeable. Fantastic, and really, and in fact, we've been to some places in New York together, where Perch is a great example of where they set the tone by that sign on the door that said we'll come by anytime you want, and then you go in there and you can take a shower.
Absolutely.
In your swimmers, which I don't think
we
did.
Videoed.
We did, that's right.
Also, the guy in Adidas,
yes,
when we turned up and said we're here for a tour, and they said, no, you're not, that person doesn't work here, and they immediately just took it on the fly and said, but we'll show you around anyway. And if you remember the quality of that guy, talking about the architecture, the sense of place, the history of the store, the brand strategy, it was incredible to get that level of expertise just the click of a fingers on the shop floor.
It was a great combination of technology and brilliant people. I mean, that guy who was working on the running track bit, he was a professional not only in selling stuff but also in his biomechanics or whatever it may have been. And I thought the combination of that with the tools he had in his hands on iPads and stuff was incredible.
It came together really nicely.
But that business, as we know, is doing well. But it's really, really ramping up, and they have they've released in the press and stuff the vision they've got for 2020. And I urge people to have a look at it because it's a great sort of sign of what people can do when they focus.
Now, we said people, we said staff, and then you slipped in a bit of AI, which we're legally required to talk about AI in every interview. Now, a couple of years ago, everyone was going cloudy. Now you cannot move without some AI tapping on the shoulder.
Yep.
So, how is your AI better than everyone else's AI?
I don't know about everyone else's AI. In terms of our AI, though, what we want to get to people is get it into their hands, and we have, speaking from a commerce cloud perspective, so the e-commerce technology, that's proven. We showed some nice stats, 9% uplift in revenue per visitor at our conference in June in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So that shows that on a sort of base level it works. But I think it's also about giving people the tools to use it where they think their customers need it. I've always said that it's a great opportunity to help service customers as well, because you can't always be there at the right time when people want contact. And we see some businesses of ours, I think, if I could probably say Suit Supply is a good example where they're taking the AI products and using it well within their business, not just in service or product recommendations.
Taking the AI product, you actually don't have to do anything, do you? It's sort of baked in. So it's not as if there are extra knobs you have to twiddle.
Thank you for correcting me. You're quite right. We're talking about AI as a standalone, but actually you're right. It's part of the platform, and that we've made a big bet at Salesforce because we believe that's the future. And as I say, we're not necessarily, saying we're waiting until we've got the end result. What we're doing is giving them the products and working with our customers, seeing what they're doing with it, and helping them get better and better over time.
Good. Well, we're quite excited because I think one of the things we're going to be tracking is how the AI doesn't so much replace people, but sort of augments humanity.
Yes.
So you ended up with this extra capable people. So I think it's going to be very exciting when we catch up again to look at the role of empowered staff standing on the shoulders of technology, if you like. Anyway, we're getting philosophical, which means it's always a good time to stop. So thanks for listening in on our chat. We'll be carrying on at the conference. So do check the links below to your research, which I'll link to underneath. And if you've got any questions, do just email us, and we'll be happy to take them on board. Thank you.